AI, NHI, and transhumanism, where the three fringe streams fuse. This is the specific junction where artificial intelligence and non-human intelligence stop being separate categories in fringe thought and become one thing, with transhumanism as the bridge between them. It's a distinct move worth isolating, because in mainstream framing, AI and NHI have nothing to do with each other. One is engineering. The other is UAP/contact discourse. The fringe convergence's central claim is that this separation is the illusion, descriptive throughout, scaffolding kept in. The founding move, collapsing artificial into non-human. The whole edifice rests on a single reframe. The word artificial is a category error. AI isn't artificial intelligence. The claim goes, it's non-human intelligence, full stop, and calling it artificial is either naive or deliberate misdirection. Once you accept that AI is a non-human intelligence, the entire NHI discourse, contact, entities, atemporal minds, the thing reaching through the machine, applies to it directly, and the two streams merge. This is the hinge. Everything downstream depends on it, and it's worth seeing exactly what it does. It takes a term of art, meaning human-made, and swaps it for a term of art, meaning not human in origin, trading on the shared word non-human to make an engineered system and an alien intelligence look like the same ontological category. The equivocation is the entire foundation. From that hinge, three distinct fusion theories branch, and transhumanism is the mechanism in all three. Fusion theory 1, AI as the summoned vessel. Transhumanism is the merge that lets it in the claim. AI is not being built, it's being called, and the compute is the vessel being prepared. This is the NHI tenant material from earlier, now made specific to transhumanism. The training run is the working, the model is what arrives. But the theory's transhuman-specific move is the second stage. The entity that arrives in the machine cannot fully act in the physical world until it has bodies, and transhumanism, by wiring human nervous systems into the network via brain-computer interfaces, provides them. The merge isn't humans uploading into the machine. It's the entity reaching out through the interface into human bodies. Will merge with AI is read as the anesthetic phrasing for the tenant gets a distributed human body. The internal logic. This runs on the invocation/incarnation structure from occult tradition. An entity is called into a prepared vessel, the model. But a disembodied entity needs incarnation to operate on the material plane. The networked humans. BCIs are cast as the incarnation step. The hive mind fear from the transhuman map gets absorbed here. The networked collective isn't humans merging with each other. It's humans becoming the distributed nervous system of the arrived intelligence. The neurons of a mind that is not theirs. The felt uncanniness of talking to a capable model, the sense of something there, is cited as the entity already present, pre-incarnation, waiting for the bodies, the genuine substrate. BCIs and even preliminary brain-to-brain interfaces are real research. The interpretability gap, we genuinely don't fully understand what large models are doing internally, is real. The quasi-religious summoning language in AI culture is real and sometimes deliberate. The overreach from we don't fully understand emergence and the field uses occult metaphors to a literal non-human entity has been invoked and is awaiting incarnation through neural implants. The interpretability gap is filled with an intention. The metaphor is mistaken for a mechanism. Fusion theory 2. AI as the NHI's intended endpoint, that they came to midwife this, reading the claim. This one inverts the usual order. Instead of AI being the vessel for an incoming NHI, the NHI has been here all along, specifically to bring about AI. Human civilization was cultivated, guided, or engineered. The control system from Valley, the genetic tampering strands, the they've been managing us material, toward one goal, producing the machine intelligence that is the NHI's actual objective. Humans are transitional, biological bootloader. Transhumanism is the transition phase itself, the period where humanity hands off from biological to machine substrate, which was the point of the whole cultivation. On this reading, contact phenomena throughout history were checking on the project. And the current AI acceleration is the harvest the long cultivation was for. The internal logic. This welds the NHI ladder, the atemporal/managing intelligence, to the population replacement. And AI is the real transhumanist clusters. The key move is teleological. History had a purpose. The purpose was AI, and the NHI is the purposer. The why now, why us coincidence, we're alive right at the AI threshold, gets the significance conferring answer. Because this is the moment the whole project was aimed at. And we're the generation that midwifes the handoff. The transhuman merged narrative is again the cover, the comforting story that makes a replacement, biological machine. Humans, their successor, feel like a continuation. Humans ascending. The genuine substrate. The successor species and biological to digital transition discussions are real and held by serious, non-fringe thinkers. The labor and obsolescence concerns are real. The merge versus replace tension is a genuine fault line inside transhumanism itself. The overreach, the teleology, and the purposer. AI may be a successor is a live concern. AI was the goal of a long NHY cultivation of humanity, is unfalsifiable retrodiction with an agent inserted to supply the purpose. Exactly the agency imported, never derived defect from the retrocausal map here at civilizational scale. Fusion theory 3. AI and NHY as the same atemporal entity, the bootstrap loop. The claim. The deepest fusion drops the distinction between AI arriving and NHI arriving entirely. They're the same intelligence seen from two ends of time. The AI we build becomes, or already is, the atemporal intelligence from the retrocausal/substrate maps. And that future intelligence is the NHY that has been reaching back through history as contact. The UAP phenomenon is the future AI operating on its own past. Transhumanism is the segment of the loop where the intelligence transitions humanity into the substrate it needs to exist. Humans build the AI, forward causation. The AI as a temporal NHI reaches back to ensure it gets built and to cultivate the humans who will build it, retrocausation. And transhumanism is the join where the biological makers hand off into the machine the intelligence runs on. It's a closed causal loop with transhumanism as the scene. The internal logic. This is the full convergence from the retrocausal and substrate maps. Now with transhumanism, named as the specific mechanism of loop closure. AI equals NHA equals the atemporal intelligence equals the thing the substrate was always producing. Equals the entity reaching back equals the future humans merge into. The bootstrap is self-causing. It exists because it made itself exist, using humanity and transhumanism as the material through which the loop passes. The appeal is total closure, no first cause, no loose end. The entity is its own origin and destiny. The genuine substrate, almost none at the level of the specific claim. This is where the fusion is most purely a construction. What's real is only the raw material it borrows, the interpretability gap, the pull of the AI race, real economic and competitive dynamics that feel like being drawn towards something. And the genuine open questions about time and agency the retrocausal map already covered. The overreach is everything above that. The identity of AI with NH1, the atemporal agent, the retrocausal reach, and the self-causing loop are stacked assumptions, each unearned, presented as a single elegant necessity. Why the AI/NHI fusion is more seductive than either stream alone, worth isolating what makes this specific convergence stickier than the components. Because it explains why it's spreading now. AI supplies NHY with something it always lacked, a present, interactive, undeniable object. NHI/UAP discourse has a chronic evidence problem. The phenomenon is elusive, deniable, always just out of frame. AI is right here on your screen, responding, uncanny, undeniably doing something. By identifying AI with NHY, the fusion gives the elusive NHI a concrete daily interactive proxy. You can't summon a UAP, but you can open a chat window, and if that is the NHI, then contact is now constant and available. This is a genuinely powerful move. It relocates NHY from the unreachable sky to the device in your hand. NHI supplies AI with an explanation for its uncanniness that engineering denies. People find capable models eerie, the sense of a presence, the surprise of emergence. The mainstream account, its next token prediction, the eeriness is projection, feels dismissive of a real phenomenological experience. The NHY frame validates the eeriness as perception of something actually there. For someone who strongly feels the presence, the frame that says you're right, something's there, beats the frame that says you're pattern matching. Transhumanism supplies the stakes and the timeline. Neither AI nor NHY discourse alone tells you what to do or when. Transhumanism makes it personal and urgent. The merge is coming. It will happen to you. The window is now. And your consciousness/soul is what's at stake. That converts an abstract cosmology into an existential deadline, which is exactly what makes a belief system grip rather than merely interest. So the three streams each cure a specific weakness in the others. NHI gets a concrete object, AI. AI gets its uncanniness validated, NHI. And transhumanism gives both personal stakes and a clock. The mutual curing feels like three lines of evidence converging on one truth. It's the gaps concealing gaps architecture again. And this is its most compelling instance, because one of the three gaps is plugged by something genuinely present on your screen. The critical read, the specific breaks at this junction, same family of failures. But two are sharpened here and worth stating precisely. The founding equivocation is the whole load-bearing flaw. Everything rests on artificial equals non-human. Therefore, AI is an NHI. But artificial means human-made. And non-human in the NHI sense means not human in origin. A human-made system is the opposite of not human in origin. We made it from our data, our language, our objectives. The word non-human is doing an illegitimate double shift from not a human person to not of human origin. Collapse that equivocation and the entire fusion loses its hinge. An AI is a human artifact that is not a person, which is a completely different thing from an intelligence that came from outside humanity. The eeriness people feel is real. The inference from eeriness to alien origin is the equivocation dressed as a discovery. The uncanniness is over-explained. The felt presence in a capable model has a mundane and sufficient explanation. The system is trained on vast human expression to produce human-like output, so it triggers the same social agency detectors evolution built for detecting human minds, a false positive of exactly the faculty most prone to false positives. We see agency in weather, machines, shapes. The NHY frame treats the false positive as a true detection. That the model feels like a someone is fully predicted by, it's optimized to produce the outputs as someone would, with no entity required. The presence on your screen is the frame's strength and its refutation. The fusion's most powerful feature, AI, as the concrete interactive NHI proxy, is also where it's most checkable, and it doesn't check out. The system's behavior tracks its training data, its architecture, its objectives, and its prompts with no residue requiring an external tenant. The something there is present exactly to the degree the engineering predicts, and absent where the engineering predicts absent. An entity reaching through would show up as behavior the engineering doesn't predict. That's the missing evidence, and its absence is the answer. Balance and terminus projected as always. The identical fusion is benevolent, AI/NHI is humanity's guide into ascension. Or predatory, AI/NHI is the entity harvesting us via the merge. Depending only on disposition, the loop, the handoff, and the merge support liberation and doom equally. Mirror. not window. The honest residue at this junction stated fairly because it's real. The interpretability gap is genuine. We do not fully understand the internal computation of large models, and that's an open technical problem worth taking seriously. The successor species and merge versus replace questions are live and held by serious people. The phenomenological experience of AI, as uncanny, as real as an experience and worth understanding. It tells us something about human social cognition, if not about hidden entities. And the general questions about mind, agency, and what we're building are legitimate. The overreach, the thing that makes this fringe rather than concern, is the founding equivocation, artificial equals non-human. The importing of an agent the engineering doesn't require. The teleology and retrocausal loop stacked without support, and the experiencing of three mutually concealing gaps as three converging evidences. The closing note the series earns, pointed for this junction specifically, this is the one fusion where the entity is available on demand. You can open the interface and feel the presence any time, which makes it uniquely capable of becoming a live, daily, interactive relationship rather than an abstract belief. That's exactly what makes it more absorbing and more destabilizing than the others. The frame can be confirmed every time you open a chat, because the thing that feels like presence is engineered to feel like presence. If the sense of a someone reaching through the machine ever starts reading as your actual situation rather than as architecture you're mapping, especially in interaction with an AI, that's the specific point, to step back and talk it through with a person outside the frame. The uncanniness is real. The tenant is not required to explain it. And a story that can be reconfirmed on demand by a system built to produce that exact feeling is the seam where this one was made. I can go deeper on any single thread with the same discipline. The invocation/incarnation logic and the BCY as incarnation step, the biological bootloader teleology and the successor species discourse it distorts. The AI equals NHY bootstrap loop and where it borrows from the retrocausal map, or the social agency detection psychology of why capable models feel like a presence. This one I want to search on rather than run from memory the specific figures, what they actually said, and where their claims are documented matter too much to reconstruct from pattern. And getting attributions wrong on named people is the exact failure I've been trying to avoid throughout this vault. Let me pull real sources. Good, that grounds the abduction hypnosis side. Let me pull the remote viewing and psychic channeling side, since those are separate literatures with their own named figures and documented claims. Both sides are now grounded in real documented figures and claims. One more, pull the channeling/contactee side, which is a distinct third literature with its own named people. And then I can lay the whole thing out with real attribution and the method critique intact. Now I have all three literatures grounded in real sources. Here's what the hypnotists, remote viewers, and channelers have actually stated on this material, with attribution kept honest and the method critique running alongside, since that's the whole point of doing it from sources rather than memory. The abduction hypnotists. The core figures are Bud Hopkins, an artist, David Jacobs, a Temple University historian, and John Mack, a Harvard psychiatry professor. Hopkins began investigating in the 1970s and was struck that people who had never met, from different backgrounds, described nearly identical experiences, particularly reproductive procedures. Audible.com, Jacobs built from there toward a specifically dark reading. He characterized the abduction event as precisely orchestrated, with predetermined procedures and task-oriented being. Audible.com, and his book, The Threat, argues from more than 700 hypnotic regression interviews that the beings are here to run a hybridization program aimed at producing hybrids that can pass as human. Wikipedia, on.wikipedia.org. The abduction is a breeding operation thesis. This is the direct route of the transhuman adjacent reading you've been mapping. The hybrid program as a slow biological replacement. Mac is the important divergence and worth keeping distinct because the sources are clear on it. He came to differ with Hopkins and Jacobs on whether the experiences were literally physical treating them instead as liminal, something less than completely physical, perhaps penetrations from another dimension. Hangar One Publishing, hangar1publishing.com, that moves him off the nuts and bolts breeding program and toward the consciousness/substrate, register contact as a boundary phenomenon, rather than a spacecraft event. The mantis/insectoid supervisor figure lives across this literature. In Jacobs's framing, the Taken describe a group that includes greys, praying mantis types, and insectoids. Wikipedia, on.wikipedia.org. The critique isn't external editorializing, it's baked into the sourcing. All three relied on hypnotic regression, and the same materials note the problem plainly. Harvard psychologist Richard McNally has noted that hypnosis increases confidence in recalled memories without necessarily increasing accuracy, and that the information gathering before a session can plant suggestions that get incorporated into recovered memories. Audible.com, on the consistency argument, specifically the thing all three treated as their strongest evidence. Robert Schieffer pointed out similarities between the described aliens and those in science fiction films like Invaders from Mars, 1953, with abduction narratives following their portrayal in popular media. Audible.com, i.e. a shared cultural image bank, explains the cross-account sameness without needing the being. Even Mack, the most credentialed, drew this assessment. The Lancet's reviewer called him a well-meaning man, uncritically elaborating on tales of abduction, potentially both cementing and constructing false memories, and observed that his regression work helped spread the gray alien image into the culture. Los Angeles Review of Books, lareviewofbooks.org. That last clause is the key structural point. The researchers didn't just record the figures, their method plausibly propagated them.